Good evening, guys, and welcome back to the classroom with Architect Mark. Tonight, we're not gonna leave UCS yet because there's a few more coordinate shortcuts that you might want to be using, and then we'll go a little bit into cameras if our 12 minutes allows for it. Because cameras are really important when you're looking at and working with 3D because they allow you to see the what you're working on very uh, specifically. And if you're working with CAD, there's gonna be a lot of lines, but these lines they will help you over time. So and they're very precise as well. So let's head on over to the classroom. I'll be using a different timer now, but it's basically a timer. Okay, so we have our trusty 500 cube, and then let's start the timer now. Oh, it has a little bit of ticking sound. Anyway, when we're working with the UCS, you might want to be, there's a faster way of using it, especially if you're just going through the cardinal positions. So what I'm talking about is uh, basically what's written here on the view cube. Let me just increase this size to what you would normally find. So you can see here, there's something written over there. You have front, right, back, top, left, and bottom. So there are all of those. And these can also be used for UCS. How do you do that? You trigger it just like a command. So you can do that instead of doing a 3-point UCS or origin shift UCS. You can just go UCS space FR for front, and then you can see that the UCS has now shifted to us drawing in front view. Now, mind you that this has not shifted the origin to whatever position. It's just that you are now drawing uh, on the front of this cube. Now, you can use your snaps to create drawings that are aligned to that perfectly because they do snap. So you can draw like these, and you can be sure that you are actually in front of the object. Now, similarly, you can go UCSL for left. So now when we try the same drawing, UCS left. Is dynamic on? That's not supposed to happen. CS left. The Olympic rings. Let's just move it, scoot it over to this left side. And then we can also go UCS right, which oh, I didn't trigger it. Okay. UCS right. Okay, there we go. They probably have updated it because R does not work on that anymore. So let's do the top here because Why is that? You need to be careful. As you can see, I was trying to create a circle that's aligned to this face here, the right face. But when we're laying out our, uh, we were trying to lay out the entity, you can see that the UCS is shifting dynamically right now. So you can see the red and green here are, and the front face is highlighted. Now it's the top face that is highlighted. So that's why when I tried to lay down the circle here, it was oriented that way. We actually need to maintain this. So we need to shut that off. Let's see if it's on anyway. I think it's on. Is it on options? Let's find out. 3D modeling. Viewport controls. Display the view cube. UCS icon. This is what is called a dynamic UCS, and it's something that I had never gotten used to. I would much rather do it with it off. This is not it. Settings. Let me just turn this off because we don't want this actually. It's just gonna mess up our uh, dynamic UCS is here. Yeah, you should be very wary of that. So you'd want to be monitoring your uh, UCS to see where it's actually pointing at, and you don't want to be drawing in the wrong position if you didn't need to do that. Okay. So I will get back to that later. But anyway, we have that front, right, left, and bottom and world. You can just double uh, commit on the UCS and you go back to world. Let us put this back to the tiny version that oh, it's too small. Yeah, small would be good enough. Okay, so when you're 3D modeling, you'd be spending some time here at the ribbon now, either in here, 3D tools, or here, view, which view is important because this is how you're going to be looking at your uh, 3D model. So we have here, let's see if we have some more panels that are not here. Navigation. Okay. So orbit is here. We learned about that. There's pan, zoom extends. We don't need that. Hmm. Yeah. So basically, this is it. This navigation panel here, where we can see orbit and then the zoom types. These are the basic camera controls that we have here. In the past, there's also a uh, like a distance that you could control, but I'm not seeing that here. So we move on to views and styles, and let's just cycle through some of them so that you can see how you can better understand the drawing by changing the visual style here on top. So for example, right now we have it on 2D wireframe. We can change it to any one of these. Let's go with shaded, which is a more common one. So right now, since this has no color, it's using the color from the layer. So if we change it, change the layer color to, let's change it to red, and let's see if that affects our model. So true enough, since it's using the layer color, it becomes red. And then, so this is the shaded view. We can still see the lines pretty much. We have hidden view, which basically obscures if there's anything behind it. You see only what is in front. So right now we're not seeing the lines behind anymore. And you can also notice that the UCS has thickened a little bit. So that indicates that you're in a different non 2D wireframe mode. You can also do some sort of stylistic approach like this, sketchy or 3D wireframe. This looks like 2D wireframe, but it's different. As you can see, we have 3D controls right here. So this should allow us to move or translate the box. Yes, it does. Uh, we have realistic, which basically requires some lighting if we have that setup. But normally, I would discourage from going into this level of uh, visual style, especially if you're just doing the model in AutoCAD, because there are better softwares out there which can do the rendering for you. The base model or simple models or even complicated ones, you can do it here first and then render it outside if you needed to. The rendering engine within CAD is uh, not that fantastic. So when we have an exercise to render here, I allow my students to use Photoshop for a little bit more uh, niceness, shall we say. So that's it for 12 minutes tonight, and I'll see you guys again for more of 3Ding in AutoCAD. It's not gonna be super long because we stay on the just on the surface here. We don't really need to final render uh, in here, but you can if you needed to. And you're maybe uh, this is the only software that you're working with. You could do that, but there are better options. So that's it for now. I will see you guys again. Take care. Bye bye.